Good morning. So for our geography lessons this week, last week we looked at continents and oceans. This week we're going to be focusing more on Europe and seeing what is in Europe, where we live, and where other countries are. So to start with, this is a map of Europe which has been broken down into the different countries. Now I'd first like you to have a look to see what countries do you know already? Do you know where they are located? What do you know about Europe? And could you try and write some facts about it? So pause the video now, think about as much as you can to do with Europe, write these down on a piece of paper, this is on Seesaw as well, so you can access this if you want to write where the countries are on this. And then we're going to have a go at trying to locate them. So first of all, where do we live? And can you locate where we live? So I would like you first of all to pause the video and I want you to think, where do we live? Then I'm going to show you where we live, and so it's clear, so you can really picture whereabouts England is compared to the other countries. So you should have had a go now at finding where we live. Now, where we live is here. So where this dot is, that is England. Okay, so we live where the purple dot is. Now, England is also, it's part of the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom is split into the other countries as well. So we've got Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. There is also the Republic of Ireland, which makes up the British Isles. If you already know where these are, you could always now start to have a go at colour coordinating them as well. And so now I'd like you to have a go at identifying other countries. So before I go through and show you where all the countries are, I would like you, if you have got an atlas or a map at home somewhere, you could use that to help you identify the countries. If you don't, you could always go onto the internet and do some research yourself to find out where the different countries are in Europe. You could just put map of Europe and it would give you some ideas of where they are. Then we're going to go through and see if you've got the same ones that I've got. Okay, so here is a map of Europe. So we've obviously got the United Kingdom, which we've spoke about, which is England, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Scotland and Wales. So obviously the purple dot there is where we are in England. If you have found Wales, it is attached to England, so it's the blue part. If you have found Scotland, it's the top part, the yellow part. And if you have found Northern Ireland, it is this part here where I've put the dot. And the Republic of Ireland is the part underneath the larger part. Now we can see that we've got Iceland up at the top. We have got France and Spain and Portugal, which are all south below England. So I'd like you to have a good look at this now and see, have you heard of all these countries in Europe? Is there some that you haven't heard of? Now Russia, which is obviously at the side here, now Russia isn't part of Europe, but that is just so we can have an idea of where Russia starts and Asia starts from where it is. So obviously Russia isn't in Europe, but all the other ones are. So please have a look. Do you know anything? You could write some facts down that you know about the different countries. You could explain where they are. Don't explain too much using a compass yet, because that's the next activity we're going to be moving on to. But see if you can have a really good look to find out some information about the different countries. So now you've had a good look and understood the different countries that there are in Europe, we're now going to have a go at writing some sentences to describe where the different countries are, and we're going to again use our map and our compass to describe it. So for example, we might say that I'm going to pick different ones this time, so I'm going to pick Sweden and I'm going to pick Norway. So I'm going to say in my sentence that Sweden is east of Norway. I might also say in my sentence, Sweden is east of Norway and west of Finland. I might then also add some extra information to my sentence, and I might say Sweden is east of Norway, west of Finland, and north of Germany and Poland. So you can see that I'm starting to develop my sentence. So I would like you to have a go now at writing some sentences. Now there are lots and lots of countries here. So I would like to see lots of sentences. So ideally, I want to see at least 10 or 12 sentences where you're really getting the detail, using the compass to explain where all the different countries are in relation to the other countries, so that you really understand what the countries are. Okay, so now we've located all the countries, I would like you now to select one of these European countries. Then I would like you to find some information about the country. Now, if there is a country that you've not heard of before, or you don't know much about, this will be a perfect opportunity to have a look at that. So it might be that you wish to find out what language they speak, what food is their traditional food, what drink they drink, what maybe landmarks are in the country. It could be what makes this country special. Are there some festivals in this country? So there's lots of things that you can find out. So it'd be nice to pick, remember not picking Russia, because obviously Russia is not part of our of Europe, so ignoring Russia, but can you pick one different European country and find out lots about it? Now you can present this however you like. It could be a poster to display it, it could be you write a fact file with lots of subheadings to tell me lots of information, it could be you use a PowerPoint presentation to show it. So I really look forward to seeing lots about what you've learned about it, and I'd love especially for you to really challenge yourself to really look at a country that maybe you've not heard of before, or a country you don't know much about, rather than picking, say, England, which we already know a lot about England. So please have a go at this. If obviously you've really enjoyed doing that, you can as well look at more than one country. You don't have to just look at one, but for the purpose of this activity, one is a minimum, please, to have a look at. To find lots of information out, you can draw some pictures, you can look at the flag that is theirs, you could look at different flags and draw different flags of the different countries. So please have a go at this, and I really look forward to seeing all your fantastic work that you put onto Seesaw, and I can't wait to find out lots of information from what you're going to tell me about the country of your choice. Finally, the last part of our activity for today. Again, if it takes more than one lesson, this is absolutely fine. I'd rather you put more detail into it and spread it across the lessons rather than trying to rush through it to get it all done in one lesson. But the final part I'd like you to have a look at is, have you been on holiday to any of these European countries? It could be that if you haven't been abroad to somewhere that's not England, then you could tell me about where you've been in England on a holiday, and tell me about all about where you went. If you have, you can tell me where you have been, where this is, did you enjoy it, what you noticed in this country, where is it in relation to other countries. But as I've just said, if you haven't been, you could say where you have been in England. Alternatively, you could say where you would like to go. So you might say that I've never been to Spain before and I would love to visit Spain. I know that Spain is south of England, so when we fly, I would fly south. To get to Spain, I would fly over France to get to Spain. So it could be that you're telling me how you would get there, or thinking about a route that you would take to get to the country. So if you were to get on a plane, how would you get there? So this is your final activity for the day. Again, as I've said, please, if you want to spread it over more than one lesson because you want to really get the information in and really show your understanding, please spread it over more than one lesson, and I would love to see your work on Seesaw.